All right, guys, I think we're live. I think we are live. If you can see and you can hear me, please let me know. We'll start getting some people in here, and then we will start talking about all of the awesome stuff that we're doing for our Black Friday event. If you're tuning in, thank you so much for being here today. It's a very, very exciting day for us, one of the biggest days of the year for our website, olightstore.com, and we are pumped up. Give me a shout out. Yeah, let me know you're here. Say hello. Tell me where you're from, maybe what you guys are up to today, and then we will get going. What's up, Eric? One CTF, what's going on? We got Angel, Chris, James Berryman. Are we live? What's going on? We got Mike, Mr. Mark. We got Doug, Chad, Ratchman, Kid Crash, Nathan, Chris again. 2 Chris's in a row. I like that. We got Jovi. Let's see. Dustin, Neil, Ben, Corey, Florent, Graham. We got Aaron. My 95 Chevy. All right. We got George, Variable. Man, we're starting to get a lot of people in here. Wow. It's been like 1 minute. We already got like 100 people in here. So heck yeah, let's let's go ahead and get started. So today is Black Friday. I know that we've had our Black Friday sale going on for a few days already, but of course today is the official Black Friday, and it's also Flashlight Friday. We get a double whammy today, so I will be giving away a Baton 4 flashlight to a lucky winner of the live comment section near the end of this video. So if you're hanging out today, if you're not working, hopefully you're not working today and you get the long weekend. For me, I don't even consider this work at this point. Like it's just fun going live, talking with you guys, talking about flashlights. So today we're just hanging out together, talking about lights. Feel free to ask me any questions that you would like while I'm going over these products. But the main thing is to let you guys know what's going on, maybe teach you a thing or two about these products. And then hopefully you guys can go out to our website, olightstore.com, and get some of the best deals of the year, because we've got deals going up to 50% off today. I went online, I kind of looked at some prices of some things. Obviously most companies are doing some kind of deal today. But up to 50% off, like that's really, really big. I saw a lot of websites that are doing maybe like 20% off, something like that. Really the only thing I've seen that's like up to 50% off is maybe like a cheap clothing store or something. So for us to be doing deals that are this deep on, premium products, I mean, these are high-end flashlights, you know what I mean? So for us to be able to do that today, I think is really special, and I'm glad we're able to do that. Our motto, and I think it's actually in the bio of our YouTube channel, but our motto as a company is we want to get an Olight in as many hands as possible, right? In terms of how our company is progressing, like we're definitely still in the growth model. By no means, have we gotten big enough to where we want to stop, making our products as accessible as possible. So that's why we do the free keychain lights for new customers. We do the best deals we possibly can. We even do the free tiers where you can get additional free products with your orders. We're still in that model where, we're not trying to make billions of dollars in profit. We're literally just trying to get our products out there. We're trying to have people realize how good they are. And then hopefully they tell their friends and families. And then, we grow organically that way, But that's kind of where we are as a company. And I always tell you guys to please take advantage of that. I don't know if we're going to have 50% off sales forever, but considering that really our only goal is to just grow the brand at this point, take advantage of that and get the best deals possible. We're basically passing off, any savings that we have as a company onto you guys is what we do during these sales. So yeah. Really, really good deals for you guys. Definitely take advantage of it. You're getting a lot for your money, for sure. So let's get into it. So free flashlight. I know I just mentioned that. I assume a lot of the people in here watching this video have already ordered. For the people who have early access, maybe you guys have have already even received some of your products already. If you go to our Facebook group, I know that's where a lot of the Olight community is. A lot of people are already receiving their orders. We're shipping at lightning speed. We're shipping much faster than the other companies I've ordered from recently. So no worries there. You'll get your products very fast. But we are doing the free keychain lights, with your first order. And we have the i3E right here in the Black Lava edition. Really, really fun, really, really cool finish right there. And you can see it there. There we go. So the i3E, you guys know, it's a wonderful light, super reliable. I've got family members and even myself. We have all kinds of i3Es in different colors. Some of them are super scratched up and used, and they still continue to work just fine. 90 lumens, AAA battery, large split ring. It's really everything you need with a non-rechargeable, just kind of everyday keychain light. So if you guys kind of are starting to progress in the keychain lights, we also have the i1R2 Pro, and these are for free with people who have ordered from us before. So not a brand new customer, but people who've ordered from us before, but you're not diamond level yet. So you're not a super customer, but you've got a few Olights at the house. For you guys, you'll be able to get one of these free iThanks lights, which is a special version of the i1R2 Pro. It's got a 15 lumen low mode. It's got a 180 lumen high mode. So we've got the low mode right there. You just screw it in a little bit, and then you screw it all the way, and then you get to that 180 lumens. And then if you unscrew it all the way, you get to the USB Type-C charging port, because this one is rechargeable. So we're progressing in the technology, we're progressing in the performance a little bit, but by no means is the i3E any slouch if you're a brand new customer and you've never had a high quality keychain light before. The i3E is my favorite light to give to people because they're low cost, they actually are high quality and will last for years, and they're very easy for people who maybe don't know about the whole charging thing and all that. It's easy for you to understand. You just pop in the AAA battery and you call it a day. The light dies, you pop in another AAA and you just keep it moving. This one, you got that Type-C charging, multiple modes. So we're getting a little bit more into the tech with this one. But again, it is free if you guys have ordered from us before, but you're not diamond. Now for the diamond level and up, we do have a very, very special free light. I can't believe we're doing these. This is probably like the craziest free light we've ever done. But again, it's only for diamond level and up. And this is this year's Friendship Light, which is the brand new i3T2. And luckily my camera has been doing pretty great recently, and you can really see the details when I hold it up like this. But you can see there, really beautiful kind of stone washed finish on that brass, and this is made out of real brass. And then it does have the characters there symbolizing the friendship that we have, especially with our super fans, the diamond and up. So really, really special product here. And those are the free lights, but just keep in mind, you have to know what your level is on our website. So if you're gold level and you're wondering why does it have the orange light instead of the friendship light? Well, that's because that's how it is for this sale. So just keep that in mind. Regardless, free light for everybody who places their order during this weekend up until Cyber Monday, which is the last day of the event. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Baton 4. And I went ahead and brought in the Baton 3 as well, just to show you guys a few of the differences. I don't think we've really done much content about like showing you the differences of these two products side by side. Now, keep in mind, this is the autumn edition. This is just one of my favorite Baton 3 variants that I just happen to have. But what I'm about to tell you is the same for all of the Baton 3 lights. This one is just a different material and a different color. But in terms of capabilities, it's the same as all the Baton 3s. And then I have the black Baton 4 here as well. So in terms of the case is a little bit bigger on the Baton 4, all right? You can see the height right there. You can see the black case right here is a little bit higher than the gray one, and I've got them level right now. So slightly larger in terms of the overall form factor of it. Yes, you can see the Baton 4 behind the Baton 3, which means yes, it is bigger. But in terms of like putting this in your pocket or putting it in a bag, I don't see how this would really be a different experience. It's not bigger enough to the point where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is way different than the Baton 3. Like it's really not. The fact that we were able to put a 5,000 milliamp cell in the Baton 4 case versus the 3,500 that's in the Baton 3, and it's only just slightly larger, you can see there, I think is pretty incredible. And when you think about the capabilities of this new case, it's definitely worth that small size change, right? So the biggest difference between the two cases, between the Baton 3 and the new 4, is the fact that the 3 does not have the button. Okay, it just doesn't have it. So all of that functionality to where you can use the flashlight in the case and you get the stepless dimming and all of that is only a feature of the Baton 4 case. The Baton 3 only charges the flashlight. There's nothing else you can actually do with the case. There's just no button there, right? What's cool too is the battery indicator of the case is a digital readout on the Baton 4, and you can see it there really well actually. And you can see here it just doesn't have that. It just doesn't exist. Now it does have a little tiny light on the outside, but again, it's just a little tiny LED that's on top of the Type-C port. So the experience of knowing the battery level of your case is just on a whole nother level from the Baton 4. Now, the biggest thing too is it's not just the digital readout, just like what I said before, it is a button. So this allows you to be able to use the Baton 4 while it's in the case. Now, what this reminds me of is, if any of you guys have like an iPhone, and here's my phone right here. So if any of you guys have one of those like MagSafe power banks where you can take the power bank and just stick it onto the back of the phone and it charges that way to where you can still use your phone, but you've got this external battery that's connected to it that's juicing up your phone while you're using it. So this is kind of the same concept of that. So you're able to use your light, but you have an extra 5,000 milliamp battery that's attached to the light now because it's inside of the case. So now you've got your little tiny EDC light with a super battery. I mean, you've got an extended battery connected to it while you're using it, which is really, really cool. I mean, unless you need like the tiny form factor, like say that you're camping or you're doing something where you're not carrying the light just by itself as an EDC, like just use the light while it's in the case. And then you don't even have to care about the battery level because it's a super battery at that point. What's also really fun about this is it's not just an extended battery while you use it in the case with the button on the side of the case. It also changes the UI of the light. So the typical Olight UI, like what we're known for, one of the things that Olight is famous for is the very simple, very intuitive UI. The way that it works is you press the button, the light turns on, and then if you want to go through the modes, you just hold down the switch and it cycles through low, medium, and high by itself. So I'm not even doing anything right now besides holding down the button. It's changing modes by itself. And then when I let go of the button, it stays on the mode that I'm at when I let go of it. So I'll go ahead and hold it down to go to high. Now we're at high and I just let go and it's just going to stay at high. All right. Now we're at low. I'm going to let go. Now we're at low, right? So it has the cycle of low, medium, high, low, medium, high. And then there's a few secret modes too. So you can do a double tap and that'll take you straight to turbo no matter what mode that you're on. And then also if the light is turned off and you hold it down from off instead of just clicking it on, it'll go straight to a super low moonlight mode. If you're checking the kids, maybe you're looking for something in a bag and you don't want to hurt your night vision, the moonlight mode is very, very useful. So we've got the low, medium, and high that does it auto. You got the double tap to turbo. You got the hold from off to go to moonlight. And then boom, also you got a triple tap, and that'll take you to a turbo strobe mode as well. And that's kind of the standard Olight UI for all the Baton lights. We even have it on some of the Warrior lights with the side switches as well. That's what we're known for. That's your Olight UI. But when I take this flashlight and put it in the case, and I use the button on the side of the case now instead of the button on the actual flashlight itself, now we can do stepless dimming, and it just ramps up like this and then comes back down. So you don't have that boom, 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 boom. It doesn't do that anymore. You can choose your own brightness level. So the brightness levels that you can use are infinite, from the lowest setting to the highest setting, because when you let go of the switch, it's just going to stay wherever it was. So I'll hold it down, and then we can go a little bit lower in output. So the setting that I'm at right now might not even exist on the flashlight itself with the standard low, medium, and high. But now it exists because you have stepless dimming and it's infinite modes. And so I think that's just absolutely incredible. It's not only a 5,000 milliamp battery connected to your Baton 4 now, but now you have a completely different kind of flashlight, right? It's amazing. And then again, of course, you have your battery indicator on the inside of the case that shows you the battery level of the flashlight itself, so you know that. And then, of course, you have the digital readout for the battery level of the case itself as well. Everything that I just told you guys doesn't exist with the previous Baton 3. It just is not, there's no button, right? Another thing is when you slide the light into the case for the Baton 3, it covers the switch as well. So like this whole concept of using the light while it's in the case just isn't really a thing with the Baton 3. You don't get the advantage of all that. Another thing that I kind of like is the fact that when you put the Baton 3 into the case, it's clip going towards the outside. On this one, it's flipped. So it's clip going towards the inside. So the Baton 3 goes in like this, but on the Baton 4, it goes in like this. So you've got your switch and everything actually facing the outside. And no longer, because the case design kind of swoops down, so more of the light is exposed while it's inside of the case. So you also have access to the switch itself if you want to inside of the case. Whereas you can see here on the Baton 3, pretty much the entire flashlight is just completely covered by the case itself. So you don't have this big kind of descend going down to unveil more of the light. It's basically just uniform going all the way around on the Baton 3. Okay. So the entire design of the case, besides the fact that you can put the light in it and charge it, everything about the Baton 4 is just different, right? And that's just the case, okay? Now, in terms of the flashlight itself, the biggest difference is going to be the switches. So now on the Baton 4, you have a metal switch instead of the rubber switch. I think that's important on an everyday carry flashlight because your EDC light is the one you're going to be using the most. The EDC light is not the one that you keep in the glove box for emergencies and use once a month. Your EDC light is the light you're using every single day. At any point in your life when it's dark and you want to see something a little bit better, you're using your EDC light because that's the one that's always with you. So you're going to be pressing it a lot. You're going to be using it a lot. You use your EDC light and your keychain light. You use those more than any other flashlight you own, or that's the way it should be. Weapon lights, stuff like that, probably never use them, right? But the EDC lights and the keychain lights is something you always use. So because of that, now we have a metal switch instead of the rubber switch, so it's not going to wear down. It's always going to be the same. Because metal is going to be stronger than the skin on your finger, right? Also, it does now have our laser micro perforation technology, which means that you have the indicators going around the switch. So you've got 3 little nice high vis dots on the left side and on the right side of the switch. On the left side is going to be your lumen level. So as I go up in the lumens, again with that low, medium, high, it's going to have an additional dot on the left side of the switch. So you know, okay, I'm in high, I'm in medium. You already know, instead of having to play around with the switch to figure out what mode you're on. What I like about that is sometimes you're in a situation where you're not really like thinking about the settings of your light, right? You might be on medium mode and you're like, I kind of want it to be a little brighter. And then you can just look down and you can go, oh, okay, so I am at medium. I can go a step brighter without having to actually mess with the settings to figure that out. So it's nice that you can know if you have more juice in the tank without actually having to mess around with the switch and figure that out yourself. Another thing too, the battery indicator is very nice. It's got 3 little dots, so you know if you're low in battery, around mid-range, or if you're high in battery as well. Again, something that's very important with an everyday carry light, because it's the light that's with you all the time. So you need to know if it's low in battery or it's not, you know? So just another really great feature of this light. Also, this charging case, just last thing I'll talk about with the case, it does have a lanyard hole on the back. The Baton 3 does not. So if you want to toss a lanyard on this and maybe hang it from your wrist or have it attached to your wrist, that's a nice feature. And then also you can use other Olight products to charge them with the Baton 4 case. You can do the Baton 3. So I just took the Baton 3, popped it in the Baton 4 case, and now it's actually charging the Baton 3 in the Baton 4 case. You can do the same with the Baton 2 Mini. So here's a Baton 2 Mini. We're selling them in blue for this sale for the first time. And then I just slid the Baton 2 Mini into the Baton 4 case, and it's good to go as well. There's a few other models as well, but those are the 2 that are the biggest for me. I really like that you can charge the Baton 2 Mini because this is kind of like a headlamp for me. So you can take your right angle light, charge it up on the go with your Baton 4 case. So that's pretty cool too. So there's even more compatibility with this new Baton 4 case. And those are really kind of the biggest differences. Last thing I'll mention, it does also have some upgraded knurling on the body. So you can see, there you go. So you can see how aggressive the knurling is on the body of the light. So on the previous Baton 3, we had this like elongated rectangles, and that's how the knurling was built onto the body. So now we went back to the little tiny pyramids. So that way there's more recessed areas that allow your skin to go into them. So that way you have more skin inside of each one of these little pyramids versus it being the longer rectangles, and it is a little bit more aggressive, so it's not going to slide out of your hand. Okay, so if you're holding this light and using it, you've got some fingers on that knurling, you're using it like this, maybe you're even using it like this. When you're holding on to that knurling, it's not going to slide out of your hand whatsoever. Like, this is much more aggressive knurling than the previous Baton 3, which is great to see. I think it looks cooler too with the little pyramids. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's got 1300 lumens, a little bit higher output. I would consider the higher output probably the lowest, like the smallest selling point of this light. The Baton 3 is still very, very bright, but it's not about making this tiny little light like way, way brighter. Like that's not the point. The light is already super bright for its size. The point is to give you more and more features that are going to make your experience of using this light on a daily basis just that much better. The indicator, the charging case, all the different uses and the things I just talked about, like all of that is going to make you really happy using this every day. Okay. So we have it in the black. We have it in the green. The green is very, very cool because it has the gold accents on it and even the gold switch. And there you go. So you can see the gold switch. It's got the gold front bezel and it's got the gold clip as well. And with this kind of nice looking kind of OD green, it looks very nice. Another thing too, we even took it a step further and even the Olight logo on the case is in that yellow color. And then even the little triangle there on the front to tell you to lift upwards with the case, even that is in that yellow font too. So everything matches on this. It's fully color coded with the light and the case matching. So that's really cool. We also have the Regal Blue version, which again is different. So this one has the silver button, the silver bezel, the silver clip, and then of course the font on the case is also in kind of a grayish silver there. And then of course the little triangle on the front there to have you lift up the case. So what I like is, and these are the little things about Olight that make the brand so cool. We could have just done these different colorways with the black switch and the black clip and all of that. You know what I mean? With the blue. Do you see what I'm saying? Or we could have just done black on both of these. Like, there's a way that we could have done less work and still offered the same colors. But we don't want to do that. Like, we want to have the best experience possible. So we use the gold font on the case instead of the black font. We change the colors of the switch, not only on one of the lights, but we have different colored switches on all three of them, different colored clips, different colored bezels, And would it have been cheaper to just do the same color switch, same bezel, same clip on all of these products? Yes. But we wanted to give you a different experience when you're using the different colors of this product, So it's always taking it a step further with the products, even if we could have somehow maybe saved a little money doing it a different way or something like that. Like, we still go the extra mile and we still do the little extra things that just make the whole experience of having Olight products and collecting our products to make it that much cooler and that much more interesting, That was the first thing I said when I started popping these open when I got them, is I was like, oh my God, they changed the color of the metal switch on all of them. Like, awesome. Really, really cool. So it's just the little things, that we don't even have to do, but we just do it anyways because it's just cooler. So there you go. Let's move on to the Warrior X4. So Warrior X4 has a lot of additions to it. I brought in a Warrior X3 as well. This is the camo version of it. Here is the camo Warrior X4, and the first thing you're going to notice is just the difference in the finish. So this is kind of like a brown goldish kind of camo. This is more of just a green, tan, and black camo. So if you have the camo version of the Warrior X3, obviously you know that it's going to be a completely different version of camo. But it's cool that we did this anyways with the first version. We also, of course, have the matte black that I just showed you. One thing that's cool, this finger ring right here, it does work on the Warrior X4 because the lights are the same diameter because they both use the 21700 battery. So if you have a Warrior X3 at home and you want to swap out the TGR, the little grip ring right here, you can put this finger ring on the X4 if you would like. So let's talk about a few different differences. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So a few different differences. So the Warrior X4 has better performance, okay? The Warrior X4 has a 630 meter beam distance compared to the 560 meter beam distance on this one, okay? That's 70 meters longer. That is substantial. The intensity of the beam is much, much higher on this as well. So the candela is in like the early 70,000s on this one. This one's at over 99,000 on the candela. So it's well over 20,000 higher candela score of the light intensity with the Warrior X4. So you're simply just getting a more intense beam that's going to go much further. When we're talking about tactical flashlights, even if I'm talking to police officers or people who are using their flashlights in the line of duty, candela is a very big deal. The light's intensity is a very, very big deal when you're using a tactical flashlight. They harp on candela when we're talking about heavy duty tail switch flashlights. So increasing that candela, if you're not used to the usages or the things that people care about with these heavy duty tactical lights, candela is definitely the biggest one, even more than the lumens. So in terms of raw performance, it's better. Now, what's cool about it is it does also have this little neck ring that rotates. And what that allows you to do is open this up, and now you can charge the product USB Type-C. Some people, depending on the situation that they're in, they would prefer to have Type-C charging versus the magnetic charging. The magnetic charging is perfect for home. Maybe you've got one of those little Omino docks. This works with it, and you can just slam it onto that. Maybe you have some kind of like charging station that you built. A lot of you guys have gotten very creative in the ways that you charge all of your Olights at home. For that kind of stuff, if you're just hanging out at home, the magnetic charging is perfect. But maybe say that you're in a pinch. Maybe you need to charge it as fast as possible. Maybe you only have a Type-C charging cable with you because you use that cable for other things that you own. I mean, heck, even the new iPhone is Type-C. So that way we're giving you the ability to charge it with the Type-C, but also the magnetic charging as well. But it's cool that we're giving you both. We're not taking anything away. We're just giving you more. Now, the Warrior X3 just does not, again, just like the Baton 4 and the Baton 3, I was talking about things that just don't exist with the Baton 3. Same thing. Warrior X3, this little neck ring right here that exposes the charging port, it's not there. Like, it's just a completely new feature of this product line that has never existed before. Also, it does have the fidget factor, okay? You can just kind of like sit here and open and close this grip ring, and it's very, very gratifying. just the entire fit and finish of this and the experience of opening this up, charging it, closing it back, still waterproof, is fantastic. What's cool too is it does have a 3-stage battery level indicator, LED, that is next to the charging port inside of this grip ring, or inside of this little neck ring is what I've been calling it. This is the grip ring, this is the neck ring. So it has a 3-stage. So it's not only just green to red like the i1R2 Pro or the iThinks. It's 3 stages. So you have the red, and then you have like the yellowish color, and then it goes up to the green. So you know if you're low, halfway, or all the way up to high. So again, another thing that just doesn't exist on the Warrior X3, the previous version. Now, the tail switch is great as well because it has our new tail switch. So here's our old tail switch. I'm sure you guys are used to this one with these little prongs that go around the switch. So now we have our new one with the Warrior X4. So a completely different switch design. It feels much better. The actual resistance when you press it is a lot more precise. It's got better feedback. It's not as mushy. So just the entire mechanism with inside the switch of you pressing it halfway, pressing it full way for the turbo, or you can jump into the tactical mode, which I'll show you in a second. But just the entire experience of pressing the tail switch, which is what you're going to do when you use this flashlight, is better. Also, it doesn't have these little prongs going around the switch. It's just a nice flat piece, so you don't feel those prongs on your thumb when you're using the light. It's a lot more comfortable. Also, this has our nano molding technology, and I'm over here doing quote fingers like Dr. Evil. But I'm doing all kinds of things today. Woo, live video, right? Woo. Yes, I am live here in the flesh, folks. So our nano molding technology, yes, that is what it's called, is this basically this coating that we infused into the metal. It's basically like impregnated. I know, you know what I'm talking about. And that allows you to be able to brush off anything that is stuck to the tail switch. So if you got some metal shavings, maybe you work in a machine shop, maybe you're doing some type of labor work, maybe it just simply just gets really dirty. It's easier to just take the tail switch, wipe it off on your shirt, and you're good to go. It's going to wipe off. It's not going to continue to stick to the tail switch. So it almost has this kind of repellent on it, almost like Rain X, to where it's not going to stick to the switch. And that's something that no matter how wet the light gets, no matter if you wash the light, whatever it is, because it is fully waterproof, that's not going to go away. There's no way to get rid of that nano molding technology on the switch. I've had people ask me that, like, will that wear off over time? And no, it won't. It'll always work. So that's another cool thing too, is you don't have crap sticking to your switch, even if you work in a machine shop, which I know is brutal for these magnetic tail switches, but it's not a problem anymore. We fixed that issue. In terms of the heat sinks are a little bit more aggressive. On the Warrior X3, they were very rounded. Here, they're a little bit more aggressive looking. I think it has just more of like a heavy duty tactical look. And this thing is just a beast. We went ahead and made the front bezel here a little bit sharper too. So we still have these 3 little prongs on the front bezel, but the bezel itself is much larger. Like, look, okay. So look at the bezel here. I'm looking at my screen to make sure this is focused. If you look at the bezel here on the Warrior X3, this is the previous light. Look how thin it is. See how thin the bezel is? It basically just kind of screws right onto the front, but the bezel itself is just this thin piece of material. The new bezel is massive. Look how big the bezel is. It's so big that it comes over the whole front of the light. Look how thick that is. So the front bezel is way better. You got this tiny little thin piece of material here, and then you got this massive piece of material here for the front bezel on the new one. So way better as well. I mean, we're fixing the things that matter. You've got better charging methods. You've got a better front bezel. You've got higher candela, more intense beam. You've got a better tail switch that has more technology in it that's more comfortable to use. Like, we kept the same design language. It looks just as badass, if not more, than the previous Warrior X lights. But we're adding all the features that people ask for, that people want. We're just making it a better product. So I'm very excited about that. Next thing, we also are including a brand new holster that we have never had available for the Warrior X line. And this is a quick release holster. It's very, very fun. So basically you toss this on your belt, and this opening is massive. So even if you're using like a super tactical belt, you're using a battle belt, law enforcement, anything like that, it's going to fit the belt. But this is a quick release. So you can grab the light and you can rip it off of the holster. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. And you can see how snapped in this thing is, because I'm going to go ahead, put it in the front, snap it into the holster, and then it's very good. And then you can just rip it out. Okay. So that's basically it. So it's not going to fall out, but you can pull it out immediately. Okay. Quick release, really great for a tactical light. A light like this, you might have to pull it out and use it quickly, right? So that's the kind of holster that you want for a light like this. Very, very cool. Another thing is it not only has a standard configuration, but it has a tactical configuration in terms of the UI. Depending on what you do with the light, you might want to transfer from the standard to the tactical. And so I'll go ahead and show that to you now. If you take the light and you turn it on constant on, so basically you have to hit the switch and let go immediately, because if you don't let go immediately, it'll be momentary and it will turn off when you let go. But if you do a quick tap straight to on, it'll be constant. And then you take the tail cap and you unscrew it until the light turns off. Now I'm going to screw the tail cap back, and now it's in tactical mode. So I can go from high on half press, and then full press is straight to strobe. So you can choose if you want to have low high or high strobe. And again, I'm going to go back to the standard configuration. So I'm going to do a quick tap to go to constant strobe. Boom. Unscrew until it turns off. Screw it back. And now we are at low and high. There you go. Okay. So you got two configurations. Maybe you're working security. Maybe you want that strobe, that immediate strobe. Maybe you want to have this be a part of your self-defense setup, something like that. For you guys, having that immediate access to that turbo strobe is going to be really, really nice. But it's cool that you can just, I just did it a couple times. That's how easy it is. So the Warrior X4, again, it comes in the camo. It comes in the matte black. It's at a really great deal today. Again, when you buy yours, it comes in this holster. This is not some additional charge, optional accessory. It comes with it. It comes with a charging cable as well. Again, you can do magnetic or you can do Type-C. 21700 battery is included, 5,000 milliamps, best battery in the business, and they are at a really nice discount today. So just a really great tactical light. I think, if you're trying to build like an awesome just kind of lineup, like a diverse flashlight lineup, Baton 4 for your EDC. You got your free keychain light that you get with your Black Friday order. Boom, you got your Warrior X4 for your kind of self-defense tactical light. And then, you can start kind of filling it in from there. But you got your thrower tactical light, your EDC, you got your keychain light. Boom, right there. Just those three products, ordered them together at the discount today. And you've already got a really nice kind of setup there for, the flashlights you're using on a regular basis. You could add in something else, like if you want to get just a really high output floody light. I always say floody, and then I realize, is that even a word? But floody means it's a wide beam. You have a high flood. All right. So we've got, and I know a lot of people watching this video have a bunch of flashlights at home, but we're always getting new customers. Maybe somebody watching this video right now is trying to decide what's the first flashlight they ever buy. So don't ever, by the way, don't ever take any offense if I'm saying something that you obviously know. There's probably people in here that know more about flashlights than I do. By no means do I say these basic things towards you. But the reason why I kind of talk the basics in these videos is because, yes, we have brand new customers every day. We have people who've never owned a flashlight before who are finally learning about candela, LEDs, lithium-ion batteries, magnetic charging, all of these things that we offer. Maybe they don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you know everything about Olight, I still really appreciate you guys for being here and talking with me today. So just a little disclaimer there. So the Seeker 4 Pro, this is the light that I had the honor of unveiling at our in-person OFAN Day event. I got to stand on stage in front of hundreds of people and basically talk about everything going on with this light. It's got 4,600 lumens. It's got the little dial switch here to where you can rotate with that stepless dimming, similar to what you can do with the Baton 4 charging case. But you can do it with this little wheel that you rotate. Now, what's cool about this too is you can hold down the switch and it goes to our standard low, medium, and high. So just like the Baton 4, you get the stepless dimming and you get just the standard boom, 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 low, medium, and high. So I can just rotate like this, or I can actually rotate the switch itself and then pick my own lumen level setting. So that's cool. You can use it like a regular Olight or with the special switch. This one, again, still has the turbo strobe, so you can use it in that sense too. It's got the rubber grip on the back. It's got the magnetic charging. It also has our USB Type-C charging holster that you can mount onto the wall and have that be the way that this is set up in your garage or your kitchen or something like that. This is a really good flashlight for your glove box, for your trunk, for your kitchen, for your garage. Like, this is that kind of light that just like is perfect to have it sitting in a spot. You know it's always there. and you know it's going to be bright enough and do what you need it to do during a power outage, an emergency. You know, you're looking in the backyard for your dog who's running around, like anything like that. This is that perfect kind of just do it all flashlight because it's so stupid bright at 4,600 lumens, and it's got that floody beam. So it's got a very wide beam pattern, so you can kind of see everything around you with it. Seeker 4 Pro looks amazing in this white finish. This is the first time we've come out with this color. This is a new exclusive for the Black Friday sale. So that's a really good buy. Disney, don't listen to this, but you know, it kind of has that Stormtrooper look, even though it has no affiliation with Disney whatsoever. But it does kind of have that look, which is really cool. We also have some more cool finishes. So we have the Seeker 4 Mini, and then we have this one in the bead blasted titanium. This is quite heavy. It's made out of real titanium. It's not some titanium coating or finish. It is titanium. And it is the blasted finish, and it looks fantastic. Cool thing about this one, just like the Seeker 4 Pro, since it does have that Seeker 4 name, it has that very, very floody beam. So you're getting a very wide, kind of large beam. And then also, if you do a double tap, it goes straight to a UV setting, so you can check for pet stains. You can check in your hotel bathroom and stuff like that to make sure that things aren't disgusting, right? So really, really nice feature. That is an additional feature that the Seeker 4 Mini has that the Seeker 4 Pro does not have, but it's really great to do that double tap straight to the UV, and then a single tap will bring you right back to your regular white light. And then, just like I keep saying in this video, you got kind of that classic Olight UI. So you just hold down the switch, and then boom, going through low, medium, and high. I let go, and it stays there. Double tap to go to turbo. Triple tap to go to strobe, and then you can just hold it down from off to go to your moonlight. So same exact UI as the Baton 4. We keep the UI consistent, so you don't have to rethink how to use every single flashlight that we offer. I mean, most of these side switch lights, they operate the same way, just with different features, different performance, you know, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the diffuse. Let's talk about the diffuse. New light, new light. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing, I was holding this earlier. We also have the Baton 3 Pro Max in the stonewashed brass. Stonewashed brass, guys. It looks fantastic. Really, really nice finish. It has that kind of antique look to it. It does have a forced patina. You can see kind of the dark section here on the knurling on the body. Cool thing about this one is you're still getting that Baton design language, but this thing is a powerhouse because this is the first Baton series light that has a 21700 battery. So it actually has the same battery as the Warrior X4. These two lights are using the same cell, which is pretty wild to think. It's got 2500 lumens, which is stupid output for a light that is this small. When I say stupid, I don't mean stupid. You know what I'm saying. When I say something stupid, I mean it's like absurd. It's ridiculous output for the size of the light. 2500 lumens out of a flashlight this size is, come on, like that's ridiculous. Like that's like top of the scale, right? So I'll go ahead and double tap. Look how bright this thing is. It's incredible. And then again, we're going back to that Baton UI. Low, medium, high, double tap to turbo, triple tap to strobe, and then all is good in the world with our simple Olight UI. So stonewashed brass. This is a special version. I believe these are limited edition. I think we only have like 5,000 of these worldwide. So it's a fantastic collector's piece. Really, really nice for the home. We also, of course, have the diffuse. So just to jump into this, this is a new product for this event. Something we've again never sold before. You've never been able to buy the diffuse in the past. This is the first sale we're ever offering this product. This is a new IP for us. So there's no previous diffuse. Like this is the diffuse 1. I don't know if we're going to come out with the diffuse 2 and so on, but this is a new IP for us for the Olight family, right? So really nice switch on this. It's got 700 lumens with a 14500 battery, which is ridiculous output for just a double A size cell. It does work with a regular AA, but we do recommend using the included 14500 that is Type-C rechargeable because of the fact that you're getting such a high output with that lithium ion cell because it has more voltage. So it's pushing the LED harder and you're able to get such a high output. So we'll do a double tap. That is look at that. That is amazingly bright for a 700, or sorry, for a flashlight of this size that works with a 14500 battery, 700 lumens. The i5R again is 350 lumens. So this is double the lumen output of the i5R with the 700 versus the 350. Crazy, crazy. One thing to note about this, it doesn't have a pocket clip. So please keep that in mind when you make your purchase. I don't want people to buy these thinking that it comes with a pocket clip and then you get it at home and you're like, oh my God, it doesn't have a pocket clip. I'm going to call and return it right now. Like, the reason why we make so many different products is so that you can find the one that meets your needs for however you want to use it. The last thing we want you to do is buy a bunch of stuff that you didn't really know what it was, and then you open it up, you try it out, and you're like, this isn't what I wanted. And then you call us and you return it. We'd rather have you just not buy something that you don't want and then buy the thing that is going to be exactly what you want it to be, right? That's why I do these live videos and talk about all of these products so that you can learn about them so that you can make the best decision on what you want, right? So Diffuse doesn't come with a pocket clip. It does, however, have this kind of geometric shape to it, this kind of like pentagon type shape. So that way it won't roll on the table. It does have a lanyard hole. So if you like having a light on a lanyard, that's great. This is a great light to just drop into a bag, something like that. I know this is probably going to be a popular one for women. You can just drop this into your purse and call it a day. And then you have that AA battery capability. So it's a really good light. It's got the red, and then we also have the black version as well. So we have the two colors. They are not expensive during this sale either. It's a lot of value for your money. We also have the i3T2. Now, I did show you the friendship version at the beginning of the video. Still got it right here. But we also have the standard version in the all black. This one does not have a bunch of blue accents and all of that jazz. This is just straight up black. So it's kind of a blacked out version of the i3T2. And then, of course, we have and this is going like viral in our Facebook group. It's been very, very popular, is the Dragon and Phoenix version because it really is gorgeous. So here we have the black i3T2. I'm just looking at my screen to make sure it's focused. And then it has the Dragon and the Phoenix that are on the body of the light. Now, what makes this special is this is not a black i3T2 that has a different paint job. This is not only in gold, but it also sticks out of the light as well. So basically what we did is we laser cut down all of the material of the body to where only the Dragon and the Phoenix, the gold parts on here, are raised out of the body of the light. So all of this is texture. So this is all grip on the body of the light. It's not just paint. We actually removed material from the body to make it where you can feel all of this. And it's amazing. It's such a great experience, wonderful grip. It looks really cool. Somebody was asking me, they're like, well, is that just going to wear off? And I'm like, well, it's not paint. It's actually a part of the body of the light, So again, just like what I was talking about previously with the Baton Force switches, could we have just done a paint job? Sure. Would that have been cheaper to do and easier to do? Absolutely. But instead, we took a huge step further, and now all of this is all just amazing texture, and you can feel it all, and it's a part of the product, and that's really, really cool. So i3T2, by the way, new version of the i3T2 or i3T, obviously, and it's got 300 lumens with a 10440 battery. It's finally rated to where it can handle a 10440 battery. The reason why that's a big deal is, yes, the previous i3T2, or why do I keep saying i3T2? Yes, the previous i3T could work with a 10440 battery. If you take the regular i3T, you pop in a 10440 and you turn it on, yes, it's going to be brighter and yes, it's going to work. But it gets stupid hot, okay? It is not that safe, and we don't even recommend it. We don't tell you to do it, even though people do it anyways. You know, we can't run over to your house and steal your 10440 batteries, but just know that the regular i3T, it gets too hot with the 10440. It's not built for that battery. Whereas now with the new i3T2, it's built for it. We rebuilt the circuitry. Okay, so now when you use a 10440 battery, you're getting that extra output with a sustainable heat. So it's not going to damage the internals. It's not going to get too hot in your hand. So it's a sustainable 10440 usage, which is really great. One of the issues with these tiny little flashlights that have huge output is they get hot. And I'm not talking only Olight. I mean, like, it's just the way the world works. On planet Earth, if you have a flashlight with an LED and it has very high output and it's small, it gets hot, okay? So one of our big focuses and one of the major focuses of our engineering team is to figure out how to continue raising lumens, making flashlights smaller, and making sure they don't get too hot to where they hurt when you're holding them in your hand for a long period of time. The high mode runtime, also because of the new circuitry design, is 71% higher. So you're getting a 71% higher runtime on high mode with the new i3T2 compared to the i3T. Okay, so it doesn't get as hot. It's safer. It's built for a 10440. It goes up to 300 lumens, and you know you're getting higher runtime, much higher runtimes. So really, really good stuff. So there's your i3T2. Really, really great light. Not expensive at all. They're not expensive at all. What are they, like 20 bucks or something? They're cheap, okay? Not cheap, but low cost is the better way to say that, okay? We also have a couple new sharps, all right? So we have the Rebato in a new material. So this is a G10, and we call it black and red G10, and it has this almost kind of Damascus kind of swirl look to it. It kind of has, yeah, it's kind of like a Damascus kind of like topographic thing going on, but basically this is black and red G10, and then it has DLC coded for all of the hardware and the blade itself. This is very, very smooth with our rail lock system. Also, I really like the design of the handle, because this is perfect for 4 fingers, but it has this finger guard right here to where even if your hands are wet, and maybe you're using it, you know, if you're jarring down on it or something like that, your hand isn't going to accidentally slip onto the blade. So you got a nice little finger guard here to keep your hand from sliding up on the blade, depending on how you're cutting with it. Deep carry pocket clip. Nobody's going to know this is in your pocket, super duper concealed with this black deep carry pocket clip. I mean, all they're going to see is just the clip, basically, when this is in your pocket. Nice large lanyard hole, which is a part of this large matching back spacer as well. And of course, again, rock solid lockup. Yeah, I mean, even if I try to, and this is going to make you guys laugh, I know that's what she said, but if you wiggle the tip back and forth, there's no movement side to side or up and down. Okay, this is a bank vault lockup, and then of course with the rail lock, you can basically just pull the lock down and then it falls closed. Like. Do you see how smooth that is? There's like no resistance. But when you lock it up, bank vault lockup. That's exactly what you want. Smooth action, solid lockup. Rebato. This is the Rebato. We also have the Rebato 2 and 3. This is the original with the Tonto blade and the rail lock. Again, I can't stop playing around with this thing. It's one of those knives where you can watch a TV show, you're sitting on the couch, and you just open and close it all day. It's that fidget factor. Now, speaking of the rail lock, we also have a new offering, which is the O-Tackle U1. The O-Tackle U1, again, Still has that awesome rail lock where basically you disengage it and it just falls closed. But this is a box cutter. So for the blade itself, it is a standard razor blade. Now, you can probably already see when I showed it up close to the camera, there's a little dial right here. You can loosen up this dial. You can pull this screw back, and then you can remove the blade, put in another blade, and it is your standard razor blade with the 2 notches on the top, which you can buy from Home Depot. Sorry about that. And then that's it. So you just swap them out. What's nice about it too, it's a 3-finger hold for sure. Your pinky's going to be hanging off a little bit. That's why I like the lanyard, just to kind of grab onto it a little bit more. It does come with the paracord. You will have to tie your own knot, but I guarantee you, you will find an amazing YouTube video where you can learn how to tie up these knots. But yes, it comes even with the paracord. It is carbon fiber. So we have a carbon fiber handle on there. You can see there. So even though this is just a box cutter razor blade, it still has really nice features. Deep carry pocket clip, carbon fiber, comes with the nice paracord there. And then just the entire mechanism that holds the blade is very, very solid. You can see it comes all the way to the top here of the, basically it goes across the entire spine of the blade itself. So if I take the blade, there's just no movement like inside of this mechanism. So the blade is rock solid inside of this, and then the lockup itself is rock solid as well. Another bank vault. There's no side-to-side movement, up and down, just nothing, okay? I was amazed at the build quality of this. I thought it might be kind of dinky. I thought it was going to be maybe kind of cheap feeling just because like it's a freaking box cutter, you know, that kind of stuff is typically like budget friendly, you know, even though this is not that expensive. I think it's in like the $20, $30 range, but with the carbon fiber scales, rock solid lockup, really nice design for holding the razor blade. I'm amazed by the quality of this thing for the price. Like, please pick one of these up. Okay. I don't care who you are. I know you open boxes. Okay. I know you open stuff, you cut tape, you open letter, whatever you do. If you're a human being on earth, you need to have one of these. Okay. This is the perfect thing to open up your packages with. And the fidget factor is incredible. Again, I can just do this all day. And you can see here I'm doing, that shows you how smooth it is. I'm doing the Spidey flick. So I'm actually flicking this open with my middle finger. So look. So here's the thumb stud. Here's my middle finger. And I basically push up on it and it flies open. And then I basically just grab the little rail lock with my finger and then I just swing it closed. I could do this all day. I haven't messed up once. So it's awesome. So really, really great. O-Tackle U1, please add it to your cart. Or if you've already ordered a bunch of stuff already, just put in another order. It's free shipping, $49 or more. It's worth it. You know, most of the people watching here, they probably throw in like 10 orders anyways during these sale events. It's pretty normal to put in a bunch of different orders because you can kind of play around and get different free tier products depending on your order totals and all of that stuff. So there's no problem throwing in another order if you guys have already, you know, ordered once or twice already. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything I want to talk about today. Show the Baton 4, the differences between that and the 3. Show the Warrior X4 and the differences between that. i3T2, Diffuse, free keychain lights, new knives, Diffuse. We've got the new versions like the titanium Seeker 4 Mini, the white Seeker 4 Pro, the brass Baton 3 Pro Max. And there's a bunch more stuff on sale, okay? All I'm doing is talking about the new stuff. Pretty much everything on our website is up to 50% off. So if you're thinking about a weapon light, for example, maybe you picked up a new pew during all these sale events going on. We got some weapon light deals as well. It's just too much to show you guys in one video. We don't have a brand new weapon light. We just came out with the new Peel Turbo though. with the OFAN event that we did in person last month. So that's why we don't have a new one for this event, because we literally just came out with one. But we got some of that stuff on sale as well. There's all kinds of things that are on sale. All you got to do is just go through olightstore.com. Even if you already ordered something like quickly right when the sale started, I think it's worth it now that, like, you know, maybe you have the time for it. Go back through the website and just kind of go through it maybe a little bit slower. And then that way maybe you'll see something that you didn't know that was on sale before. Maybe you didn't notice something because you were rushing in the beginning to make sure that you got the new products quickly. Just go back through the website. It's worth it, okay? So thank you guys for watching this. Let's go ahead and give away a Baton 4. Let's give away a Baton 4. How about that? Yes, the deals are already going. Yes, I know. And it cracks me up to say the Spidey flick, another knife brand reference. I know. I don't know what else to call it. The middle finger flick, but I feel like saying middle finger has like a negative connotation because it means, like, you know, flipping the bird or something, which is by no means what we're doing here. So it's either I call it Spidey flick or I call it the middle finger flick. I feel both of those two things are not really the greatest term for it, but, you know, here we are. The thing is, the Spidey flick is referring to the hole that they have in the blade. This is just me flicking a thumb stud. It's not even actually like built for that. It's built for your thumb, but it just works so well with the middle finger flick that you got to do it anyways. So I know the Spidey flick isn't even right because that's for like the hole, but we don't do that because that's their thing. So anyways, it's Spidey flick. It's flicky flick. It's the bird flick. Doughboy, no. It's not that. It's an awesome utility knife, yes. Spidey flick is copyright. All right, fair enough. So, yeah, the middle finger, you know what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, it's not even built for that. I just do it anyways, all right? Okay, let's go ahead and give away a Baton 4. So the way it's going to work to keep this as fair as possible, I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 100, and that number is going to be in my head. I'm not going to tell it to you because you are going to have to guess that number. The first person to guess the number between 1 and 100 that's in my head is going to win a free Baton 4. If you win, all you got to do is shoot me an email with your shipping address, and you will get your Baton 4 for $0. Okay? Free shipping too. You don't pay a penny. It's a giveaway. Okay? So I know you guys are already guessing. I will tell you when I start. So stop guessing for a second. Oh, God. Okay. There's like over 200 people watching this whole live video, which I appreciate, but it makes the giveaways tough. Okay. Rashman says dummies. Yeah, pause. Thank you, Jammer. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to start at any freebies. I love free stuff. All right, so go ahead, guys. All right, so we started at Mario, who said, any freebies, I love free stuff. I'm looking at the comments. I'm pausing the comments on my screen, and I will make sure that the first one wins. Okay, here we go. So I'm just staring at my screen. All right. Okay, I got it. It was 54. The first 54 is Jason Folks. Jason Folks, you win. Well done. Well done. Jason, send me an email, man. Sean, SEAN, at olightstore.com. SEAN at olightstore.com. Send me your shipping address and then a phone number to attach to the shipment. And that's all you got to do. Okay? So congratulations, Jason. Well done. Awesome. I don't think you've won before. I don't think so. I don't recognize you winning. So I think we got a first-time winner today as well. It's not rigged. It's always a different person who wins these. I don't understand. It's like the opposite of rigged. It's like new people every time winning on these guessing games. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. We've had well over 200 people watching this whole live video, which is very exciting. Thank you guys so much for being excited about these products. Again, While supplies last, of course. We don't have unlimited inventory, but while supplies last, you can get everything that I just talked about at the best deal possible. So it's freaking Black Friday weekend. Go shopping, have some fun, and we will see you guys next time. All right, peace.